What down, family? It's your boy SNTV, back at y'all with another Chiraq Street Legends. And this episode is going to be about none other than Romeo Blackman, aka Odogg.
You already know.
Odogg comes from that Goonie boss set, also known as Goonie Gang, E-Town, and ETG. They're GDs. They're located on 69th and Elizabeth, which is in the Inglewood neighborhood. They're clicked up with Melt Gang, CMB Crazyville.
They need to search everybody first before they y'all ain't even see y'all the been search done. Do it, bro. Find out.
Don't touch me, bro.
I ain't touching you, bro.
All right, don't talk to me. Don't say nothing to
I'm
me.
just telling you to go back, bro.
I'm good right here, bro. You can't tell me what the f to do. I'm grown too.
That's all I'm asking.
What he do? What he do? What did he do, bro? The police. Hey, get your. Hey, don't touch me, bro. I ain't playing. Don't put your hands on me. Don't touch me.
YMM and Brick Squad. They've also been known to claim Dipset.
Dipset tied that, 069 tied that. Y'all know what it is, ETG, we in it, TSG, we in it, nothing more. Pillsville crazy, y'all know what it is, Goonie Boss. Bands on deck.
Hey, we throw the bees up both ways. Blood Mob, Brick Squad, Goonie Boss. We in this in Pillsville the set. Holla at the 6 9 where we be at. That's real. That 5. You know what it is.
They beef with Push Squad, otherwise known as SMB or the Shine Money Boys, 049 Hit Squad, D-Town, and Mayblock. It's alleged that Goonie Boss has bodies on all of their ops, so it's kind of hard to say who their main beef is with. But if I had to take a guess, I would say Mayblock, because Mayblock is more geographically closer than any other set that they beefing with. It's also been said that one of the reasons why Brick Squad and Goonie Boss were so close was because JoJo had family members over there. According to sources, Odogg and JoJo was cousins. It's a well-known fact that Odogg was in the streets well before 2014, but 2014 was the year where he started going to jail. It seems like after 2014 is when the police began to notice him and he really got a target on his back. From 2014 to 2016, he would end up being locked up at least 10 times, with charges ranging from driving without a license all the way to murder. With everything that was going on in Inglewood, and even considering the fact that Odogg had been locked up so many times, the feds still didn't really begin to pay attention until Odogg and a couple of his guys made a fatal mistake. They ended up robbing a gun store in Streator, Illinois. On June 22nd, 2016, Odogg, Rashard Unchando, and Keith Gullins ended up driving a stolen truck into a gun shop and coming out with 18 handguns, a rifle, and a shotgun. They probably would have got away with it, but certain members ended up taking pictures and making videos with the guns, and some of the guns actually ended up involved with murders.
We slight don't got to do no flaws because he said he gonna call me right back. We the only ones that got our own we got 50 over there, 23, 45. It never mattered. 30, 33, this guy 21. What's up? G-Winnie. How you bumming, man? 380, this little folk pipe. Little folk got our own pipe. Niggas only got their own pipe. Little folk got our own 380. You know how we bum. Y'all know how we bumming though. We got really much on my grandma. We got drones, everything. On my grandma, we got 40s and up 3. Look at all these Glocks, bro. Look at all these Glocks. Look at all these Glocks. We the mirrors, baby. That night. Everybody pick up that gun for now. Everybody pick up that gun. Hey, everybody come pick up y'all gun. Check it out, Jimmy, y'all. Now niggas know how we come with a real glizzy gang over here. You know, we the real glizzy gang. We got more glizzy than glizzy gang.
What the members didn't know was that technology has went so far that with certain cameras, you can enhance the view to the point to where you can see a speck on the ground from outer space. The feds will end up using these videos to read the serial numbers on these guns and trace them back to the gun shop. With the gun shop being a federally carded store, all hell would end up breaking loose. In May of 2017, Odogg, Anchando, and Gullins were charged in federal court with conspiring to steal firearms from a federal gun store in Street, Illinois. Anchando and Gullins would eventually end up copping a plea. Odogg would decide to go to trial. After this, the real indictments will come out. Leader of Chicago street gang and several high-ranking members charged with multiple murders after joint federal and state investigation. Odogg and 22 others from the Goonie gang will end up being hit with the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization Act, aka the RICO. They will be indicted for murder and racketeering. They were said to be responsible for at least 11 murders. Odogg being charged with at least 7 of them and 5 attempts. Jonathan Johnson, aka Big John, was found shot dead Wednesday afternoon in the Inglewood neighborhood. Officers responded at 1:30 p.m. to a call of shots fired at a building on 69th and Racine and found Johnson in the hallway with a gunshot wound to the abdomen area. Johnson, who was 21, lived in the building and was dead at the scene. Alonzo Williams, aka Zoe, was shot and killed in the West Inglewood neighborhood on the south side. About 10:40 a.m., Williams, 24, suffered multiple gunshot wounds while he was standing in the alley in the 1200 block of West 70th Street. Williams, who lives on that same block, was shot 3 times in the right leg and once in the upper chest. He was taken to Advocate Christ Medical Center in Oaklawn, where he was pronounced dead. Stanley Bobo, aka NUKEY, was killed in the West Inglewood shooting that left another man wounded. The pair were wounded in a possible drive-by shooting in the 1400 block of West 72nd Street about 7:30 p.m. Bobo, 18, who lived on the block, was shot in the abdomen area and died at Christ Medical Center. On December 13th, 2015, Andre Donner, aka Smiley, was standing by himself on the corner of 72nd and May just after 10 a.m. when somebody got out of a silver vehicle and shot him twice in the head, once in the neck, and 8 times in the body. He was taken to Christ Medical Center where he would later on die. A guy by the name of DeMarco Bennett was initially charged with his murder, but he would end up beating the case. On January 15th, 2016, Devon Horace, aka D Money, was found unresponsive on 72nd and May after suffering from multiple gunshots. He was taken to Stroger Hospital, where he would later die. Goonie Boss would be seen on live, dissing him hard. On May 27th, 2016, 2 men were running inside Powell's barber shop on West 63rd Street, killing Gerald Sias, aka G-Ball, and injuring another man. Odogg and Nathaniel McElroy will end up being charged with this. Odogg is currently somewhere in the federal prison awaiting his fate, hoping not to get the death penalty. And I think that what we can learn from the story of Odogg and the Goonie Boss Gang is this. First of all, there is, never was, and never will be any type of retirement plan from the streets. It's only two ways out. That's either death or jail. And when you get caught up in certain things, like killing, it's just like any other drug. It becomes addictive. And the more you do it, the more easy it gets, till it gets to the point you become bloodthirsty. When it gets to the point where they feel like you're doing too much, you gotta go. And it's looked at like that by the police and by the streets. Cook County prosecutors were actually deputized as federal prosecutors in order to maximize the potential punishment in the state's federal system. So what does that tell you? That tells you that they wanted Odogg and the Goonie Boss Gang bad. And all of this sparked from them breaking into a gun store that was federally carded. But they got out for years in their own neighborhood, doing this and doing that. Allegedly, we see time after time, story after story, what happens to guys that choose to live that lifestyle. It's not gonna ever end good. You choose your own destiny. You could choose death, you could choose jail, or you could choose life. It's up to you. We gotta stop wanting to be the biggest killers and the biggest drug dealers and the biggest drug users. This has been a story of Odogg. It's your boy, SNTV.